Please just familiarize yourself with the risk disclosure currently on your screen. Okay, so everything that I am going to be sharing during this specific session is purely my opinion and should not be taken as financial advice. Okay, now that we've gotten that out the way, let's get into the analysis. Let's get started. Now I can pop myself back onto the screen. So as you can see here, we do have Euro USD on a daily chart. So charts aren't moving. Why? Well, it's Sunday. Forex charts don't move on a Sunday. And if we drop this down to a slightly lower time frame, here we can see that we have broken cleanly out of that channel. So if you have a look over here, there was a clean break of the channel, and this primarily means, further downward momentum on this. For me, I'm just going to, even on a lower time frame, so even if you're looking at an hourly, you don't have to fully wait for a 4 hour. So if you can look here on the hourly, we can see here that there is this lower resistance level. So basically exactly where we are now. So I'd actually like to see how the market opens, because on this resistance level that we have here, if we can get a nice clean retest right there, starts of Monday, and we can get a clear rejection, we can definitely see further downside potential on this specific instrument. Also, please keep in mind that on Tuesday, we are going to have the US inflation report that is coming out, and that is going to create havoc on this specific pair. So whatever you enter in tomorrow, if you do enter into any sell positions, please ensure to secure profits before that US inflation report, okay? Because you don't want to get caught in a trade with an open stop loss before that specific report comes out, okay? So if you do enter into trades, I do believe that in the build up to the inflation report, we could potentially see this push all the way down to here. But if tomorrow morning there is no clear rejection on this lower resistance over here, we could actually see a small correction back up to that trend line and that primary resistance before we can see that further downside. Or if the inflation causes it to break through, then going into Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, then that would be our general bias with regards to this specific instrument. Let me know your thoughts on what I just shared. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you have any questions? I would love to hear from you guys. Additionally, I'm going to ask again, because of the fact that I see we only have 8 at the moment, and we have like over 30 of you guys here. So please smash that like button. It would truly mean the world to me. It also means to me that you like my content. Okay, that's what that little like button is for. Is that you are liking the content that we are sharing. Okay, don't hit the dislike button. That's not an option. It's just the like button, nothing else. But please smash that like button. I'd really appreciate it. So Gert says he's got no idea. He's just going with the analysis that we are sharing. I would love to hear from the rest of you as well. Do you agree? Do you disagree? What's your viewpoint on this? Definitely let me know in the chat section, please. Then we are going to move on and move over to our primary commodity, which is gold. So exactly as I stated during our little news catch-up session, here you can see gold came down. Well, we had that massive drop that took place last week, Friday, and then these 5 little sad candles was our trading for the entire week. Okay, nothing really much happened. And from here on forward, Okay, wait, let me actually just ask the question this way. Seeing that the comments in the chat section are relatively few, can you see my chart? Yes or no? Is my screen sharing? Can you see my chart? Yes or no? Please let me know. I would really appreciate that. So just let me know real quick. Can you see my chart? Yes or no? I'm going to give a second because that is super important for me to know if you guys can see my chart or not. Okay, so thank you so much, Marinda. I really appreciate that. So, as I was saying, 5 little sad candles, for the week that we had. But, ending on a slight bullish note for Friday. But this doesn't necessarily mean that, while we at the bottom, we at the primary support level. So what are we going to do now? We just automatically buy up to that next primary resistance level at 1900. No, okay, we need to get clear indication that that is what the market is planning, and for that I'm going to drop down to at least a 30-minute time frame, and here you can see that yes, tides are turning. Okay, EMAs are pointing in the right direction. We also have a lower time frame pennant forming over here. So obviously pennant being able to break in any direction. So there is still a chance that we're just going to bounce on that trend line and then sell from there. So you do want that clear indication before entering into your trade. So what would that clear indication be? Well, firstly, I'm going to wait for all 3, my EMAs, to cross. Now, for those of you who don't know which EMAs I use, my primary EMAs are 50, 21, and 8. Okay, so those are all 3 my EMAs that I use the most. So it's 50, 21, and 8. And once we actually get that clear cross, just wait for that small retest. Okay, that retest is imperative on any pair. No retest, no trade. So once you actually get that retest, then we can look for that buy, and then we can get into the market going in that direction. If this, however, doesn't happen and this pennant breaks to the bottom, I would wait for a clear break of our support level, which is this 1850 that we spoke about. And once that 1850 level has been broken, then obviously we're going to look for sells, and especially if inflation is still rising, then that will automatically mean that we could be looking at the Federal Reserve increasing interest rates even more, and that could lead to a stronger dollar. So that in return could also back for gold to be falling. Why? Because if the dollar strengthens, gold weakens. Okay, so but in general, that is my analysis on this. I'm waiting for clean break, a retest on our dynamic support, which is our EMAs, and then we can trade from there onwards. Sorry, wrong chart. Moving over to the last one for today, which is nasdaq. So let's just look at how this looks on a daily time frame as well. So as you can see, as I discussed, not the best week we had for NAS. Fell on Monday, had a little recovery on Tuesday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday wasn't great. Okay, and finished the week off just above that primary support level. Okay, I'm just seeing there's some comments coming through. I'm guessing, because I see Duncan retracted his message. So seeing that Billy actually wrote out exponential moving averages, I'm guessing he asked what EMAs are. And yes, so you do have multiple different moving averages, such as simple and etc. etc. My favorite one to use is the exponential. Why? Because it uses more current data than some of our other moving averages. Okay, so you can use absolutely any moving average you like, or that suits your style of trading. But myself personally, the exponential moving average just kind of falls into my style of trading and what I like to do. So getting back to NASDAQ, now I primarily look for my entries on the 30-minute time frame. So what I generally look for and what I would like to see is, as you can see at the moment, we are in a massive downward trend still. It's been happening for most of the week. And you can see here, there was our death cross. So there all our EMAs crossed into bearish momentum. This I don't trade. Okay, why? Because there's no clear entry signal, just for me. Okay, that's where I entered into my NASDAQ trade last week. Well, on Thursday, to be more specific. And the reason why is here you had your downward movement. As I said, no retest, no trade. There's my retest, and there's my entry. I hope that makes sense here. And then, as you can see, nice 1% move that took place there. 0.5% stop loss on this. So, and then went from there. However, as you can see, that happened again on that candle as well as that candle. You could also, interpret them as retests, but they are not valid entries because we are super close to that primary support level. So I see that Duncan says he likes the support. It is a really good support level to trade from. But now, hence why those last two weren't really entries for me. So what am I looking for at the moment? I'm looking for one of two things to happen. Going back to the 30-minute time frame, I'm either looking for a golden cross. So that means I'm looking for all my EMAs to cross so that this thing can go bullish. Or I am looking for NASDAQ to actually break this support level and then just retest, and then we're going to continue this out. Okay, so those are the two things that I am waiting for on this specific instrument and looking at our trades going into the week. With all three of these, please keep in mind that, as I was saying, we do have the inflation report on Tuesday. So don't, just keep trades open. Don't just randomly jump into anything that you see. This could really affect your trades for the rest of the week, and you don't want to start the week with losses. Okay? If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to our channel, smash that like button. Other than that, as always, may the force be with you. Cheers.